Diana and Charles are products of very different backgrounds.
I think when two people have nothing in common at all, apart from their children, it is a problem.
Diana sees William and Harry as her emotional anchor. They're her main reason for staying the royal course. She lavishes them with affection, cuddles and love. Charles is seldom seen in public with his children, but Diana is always there to support them at school events and take them on holidays. No matter what, their needs come first. Memories of her own disrupted childhood and parents' divorce have influenced her determination to provide a secure family base for her sons. Now, with her marriage under pressure, she needs her children even more, and William is there giving full support to his mother.
William's doing what we call sort of in modern terms parenting. I mean, it's sort of him and Diana, and he's sort of taken on the role of the wife, the boyfriend, the lover. I mean, there's this little boy who's very proud to be with his mother too. I think he really enjoys it. But I think they're a sort of unit, those two.
Despite her marital problems, she's very aware of how important it is to prepare William for his future role as king. He's already in training.
William is more reserved now. It's almost as if we've seen in the last few years the monarchy, the great burden of it falling on his little shoulders, because he's stopped being a sort of uninhibited child and become very much more serious.
The brothers are close, and people predict that Harry will be a valuable support to William in his future role. But her youngest son is definitely the family's charismatic joker.
That boy is going to be the next generation royal star. He is fearless when he sort of works a crowd, and he loves a joke, and she tells us that he's always been like that. She said right from the start he was the one with the great wit, loved a joke, great fun.
The bond between mother and sons is strong. Even under the intense scrutiny of cameras, their relationship is natural and relaxed. Earl Spencer, Diana's father, dominated her childhood. He took charge of his 4 children after divorce and a bitter court battle with her mother, Frances. Diana's bulimia nervosa can be traced back to her parents' separation. Press exposure of Diana's own marriage problems in spring 1992 coincided with her father's death, stirring up unhappy childhood memories and adding more pressures on the princess.
Because her mother wasn't there for her, she leant very much on her father. She's supposed to have said at the time to Nanny Clark, "I never, never want to get divorced, Nanny. Please don't let it happen to me."
At the age of 12, Diana followed her sisters to Westheath School in Kent. Here, the order and routine of boarding provided a greater sense of stability compared to home. As a young teenager, Diana was popular but lacked confidence. She kept a low profile. Shy with adults, it was only amongst friends of her own age that she became more of an extrovert. She enjoyed babysitting small children, and on leaving school accepted an offer of working part-time in a London kindergarten. Despite her lack of formal training, Diana's abilities suited the job, and she felt comfortable in this unpressured world of small children. Constitutional pressures to provide the heir and spare necessary to continue the royal line only reinforced her personal wish to have children of her own as soon as possible. She's concentrated on creating the secure family base she never had in her own childhood. She's introduced a new, more relaxed style of parenting into the royal tradition. There were no family Spanish holidays in the sun for the young Charles with his mother and father. He was mainly brought up by nannies, although his parents did supervise the more formal events, such as delivering him to his first boarding school in 1955. At 13, he went on to Gordonston in the Scottish Highlands. The Spartan philosophy was designed to instill discipline, and then, at 17, he was sent away to Australia, to Geelong Grammar School. Here, the physically demanding outdoor regime taught self-reliance and perseverance. It was an education to toughen him up for the life of duty ahead. At 20, he took up his inheritance to become Prince of Wales. He has a profound sense of duty and a strong belief in the continuity of monarchy. In his view, each generation, particularly his own children, should assume responsibilities from an early age.
He's tried to instill in them a sense of duty. I think Charles is a bit of an idealist, really, and so he tried to instill all these things in his children. Whether it's worked or not, it's too early to tell. But I think a sense of duty is what he tried to instill in them. Always be polite. Say thank you to the policemen when they open the gates. Tiny things that really matter hugely if you're in that position.
On to Cambridge and Charles's attainment of a degree in anthropology, archaeology and history. This marked the beginning of his image as the intellectual, deep-thinking prince. A love of music is important in his life. Diana is less well known for her taste in classical music, but she enjoyed piano lessons at school and years later was offered the chance of unofficially performing in public. Knowledge.
She's certainly matured intellectually a lot, a great deal. She enjoys opera. She's a very serious ballet-main. She knows an awful lot about that subject. I'd say she's an expert. She could write a book about ballet.
No one would have predicted this, judging by her academic record. She hated exams and left school with few qualifications. Her ties with Westheath School remained strong. In 1987, she returned to give a speech and open the new sports hall, an appropriate task for someone who excelled as an athlete. She was a natural swimmer and highly competitive, had spent many hours practicing to perfect a prize-winning ripple-free dive.
My years at Westheath were certainly very happy ones indeed. I made many friends who I often see, and in spite of what Miss Rudge and my other teachers may have thought at the time, I did actually learn something. Though you would never have known by my O-level results.
Diana and Charles are products of very different backgrounds.
I think when two people have nothing in common at all, apart from their children, it is a problem. They were sitting at the dining table at Highgrove, and Charles was talking to somebody about the Just So stories, and she said, "Just so? Just so what, Charles?" It illustrates the divide between them, doesn't it? I mean, she'd never heard of Rudyard Kipling and the Just So stories. And so she's a completely different generation.